Hi loves, how's it going? It's me, Anne. Welcome back to my channel. At this moment, I am probably traveling on vacation right now, but I want to share with you my July 2017 bullet journal spread, and also stay tuned for next weekend because I will be doing a stationery haul and also vlogging different stationery places that I will visit while in Japan. Okay, so let's start with a quick recap of June. The front spread is inspired by Hakusai's The Great Wave off Kanagawa. This was such a fun theme to recreate. Every time I open up my journal, I just fall in love with the waves again, and I feel like anyone who tries this would definitely feel the same way. My June spread was pretty easy to create. I made some changes by adding a calendar on the front side. I ended up not using it as much as I thought I would, but I really do like having a visual full calendar in the front. Another thing that I did differently was consolidate all my weeks into 2 pages. I'm still working on the last 2 weeks, but I also extended them into my travel pages, one for Japan and one for Chiang Mai. Okay, so let's start with July. My June spread went by so smoothly, but July was totally different. Already you can see my huge mistake of drawing the number 6 right here. I was totally oblivious until I almost completed this whole spread. On top of that, I deleted the first footage of the sketching and some of the painting parts. Aside from starting out as a mess, July's theme is the jungle. Everywhere I traveled this year, I've seen so many exotic botanicals, and they inspired me so much, and so I thought it would be fun to bring them together into this one spread. After sketching out my leaves with a pencil, I am now going to use my watercolor palette and start with a light green. It looks very yellow on here, but it's definitely a vibrant green. I did mix a little bit yellow, but I like to start with like a lighter base color, and then I layer darker different hues on top of that. I am now outlining everything with my Muji pen, and I'm using this pen for the first time. It is amazing. This pen does not smudge and it dries really quick. This pen is also pretty inexpensive, so I'll make sure to link everything below this video. Now I'm just experimenting with different shades of green, so this way I can make the leaves stand apart from each other. Once I noticed that the number 6 was there, I took out my chalk marker and covered the number 6. That way I can just glue on another piece of paper and the black won't bleed through. At this point I was really frustrated and I wanted to just start all over, tear off all these paper, but at the same time I wanted to show you how you can also make it work with, mistakes, because that's going to happen. So this was a good challenge to myself. I also decided to draw in a little baby elephant. That was kind of a random idea that just popped out of nowhere, and so I just started sketching based on photos that I found on Google. Drawing the elephant was a nice break from painting the leaves because I was just feeling very discouraged at the moment. So if you are watching at this very moment, leave me an elephant emoji so that way I know you are with me. So what I have done is just cut out a little piece of paper and glue it on top of where that number 6 used to be. And now I'm drawing in the right number, which is a 7 for July. At this point, I'm just improvising as I go. I really have no plan in mind and really have no idea how to paint an elephant. I've never painted or drawn an elephant before. So again, this is another first for me, and doing it with watercolor. It was quite a challenge I gave myself, but it was a pretty fun process to just, learn by trial and error. On this next page, I'm drawing out my calendar for July. This will give me a nice visual presentation for the month. In the middle, I'm going to draw out a quote that resonates with me, and it's going to be my mantra for the month. On the bottom, I'm writing down some bullet points of mindsets that I want to practice and to just keep me on the right track. On the right is my weekly planning. I simplified the design to just make it straightforward since I went all out on the first 2 pages. So I broke them up into 4 weeks, and then I wrote the first letter of each day along with the dates right next to it. I kept the same concept of breaking it into work and personal. I really like that. It really helps me out when it comes to planning. This approach is very minimal, but I feel like it is definitely more streamlined. Moving on to the next 2 pages. My mind definitely went on vacation before me because the left page is supposed to say mind dump, but I wrote mindset. Anyhow, this is my mind dump page. I love the mind dump page. It is therapy for me. It's somewhere I can just dump all my thoughts and feelings and everything that's just making me feel overwhelmed. I put on here and it just takes the stress off. So I just drew a very simple design of an upside down triangle, which represents female strength, and I also added some of the botanical leaves around it just to integrate it and keep that cohesive theme. For the right page is going to be my personal development page, and this is what I believe in currently. I feel like our mind is always evolving. I know that in the future I will love to go back and look at these old journal entries and see what it was like before, where my mind was, how much I have progressed, and what my thinking process was like. It's always nice to have some sort of measurement to see how much you change, how much you develop, and how much you've grown. For these last 2 pages, this is going to be my production calendar log. This is great if you want to put more focus in one area of your life, whether it's for work or personal. It's a great way to add in details without mixing it in between other work and personal tasks that you have. The way I have this laid out is that I have 6 days from Monday to Saturday, and then I write down all the dates of each day below, followed by the task near it. Alright, we are finally done with July spread. This was quite a challenging spread. I have no idea why. I just hope that July isn't going to be a tough month for me. But I'm really happy with how everything turned out. I thought this was a fun challenge that I gave myself, and I definitely learned more about my style. I love how I went all out with the front 2 pages, and then throughout the whole spread I kept it simple and minimal. It balanced each other pretty well. So if you have any other ideas for me in next month's spread, make sure to leave it in the comment section below this video. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and I hope to see you next weekend with a new video. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you soon. Ciao!